This video is sponsored by No One. No One is an online marketplace that... No, who am I kidding? This algorithm does not f with me. What's up, guys? Back at it like a crack addict. And this time, I'm here to put some respect on the name of my favorite billionaire playboy vigilante. And I'm not talking about the one who just went out like a bitch in the latest Suicide Squad video game. They hoed that man. Nope, not him. I'm talking about the Emerald Archer, the Salmon Ladder Slayer, the man who does not miss. I mean, unless he wants to, or he's under a certain amount of duress, or the writers feel like stretching out a fight. Listen, nobody's perfect, but the man's aim is damn near it. Some of you can't accurately nail a toilet bowl from a foot away, so you don't have the security clearance to give this man shit for missing. But in the spirit of cutting a long thing short, I'm talking about Oliver Purell, Playboy Queen, La Flecha Verde, the Green Arrow. You like that? That's some American Spanish too for you. Your boy's educated. Why do I call him Purell, you ask? Because whenever this man pulls back his bow, he has a 99.9% chance of hitting whatever he's looking at. Oh my God, put him in Arkham Asylum, cause that's crazy. The man is easily one of the most dangerous humans on planet Earth, and widely considered to be the best at what he does. Now listen, I would assume those would be two qualifications that would demand respect, yet they're still playing with my man's name. Now look, we already know the deal. He occasionally gets a bad rap for being a so-called weak hero, which I completely disagree with. He can solo people who at first glance many would consider to be his superiors, and sure, in the grand scope of things, having no powers and just a bow and an arrow in a universe full of planetary and universal threats is gonna put you at the bottom tier of the power ladder, but that's not the way you should be looking at things. This notion that he's a weak hero really comes from the fact that he looks like a fucking infant when he's compared to the other members of the Justice League, and I don't think that's fair. Almost anyone else with no powers would look a bit like a scrub on that team. His 9 to 5 requires that this man firsthand binge watch his teammates, move buildings, dust light speed, and create anything they can imagine. Ain't no arrow gonna deal with the size of that gap. So yeah, it can kind of feel like he's their water boy at sometimes. But the disrespect gets to a point where people actually wonder why he's even on a team, and that's where I gotta stop it. Here's my 2 cents on why I feel like that shouldn't even be a fucking question. The league isn't necessarily meant to be packed full of the world's most unbeatable heroes. It's made up of the best, which of course includes the Green Arrow. It's literally his job to be the best at what he does. He is the best archer there is, period. There's also an argument that he is the best marksman there is, flat out too. Just like how Batman is the world's greatest detective, Wonder Woman is the world's greatest warrior, Flash is the fastest thing alive, depending on how the writers are feeling any given day. Superman is damn near, if not the strongest, but Green Arrow isn't meant to stand against gods. His job is to be the most accurate, which by itself is already an outrageous thing to have on a team. The man can hit virtually anything moving or standing still, which includes speedsters. It's documented that he can hit stuff with his eyes closed or not even looking in the direction of said target. Like I said, every time this man draws his bow back, he has a 99.9% chance to hit whatever he has his mind set on. Although this ability doesn't help the team much when they're fighting enemies such as Darkseid and Doomsday, it really doesn't make Green Arrow look that bad since they aren't dealing with those types of threats every day. If the league ain't fighting planetary or universal goons, then Green Arrow is putting in work just like every one of them. Real quick, I just gotta get back to how absurd Robin Hood's accuracy is. The version of Green Arrow once shot 2 arrows down 2 different gun barrels, upside down in mid-flip while somersaulting off of a building. The spoon misses my mouth once per meal. In the New 52, he built a bow out of scrap parts, then used that bow to take down a plane while it was shooting at him, hijacked a ship, and then went on to topple an entire smuggling operation with almost no trick arrows. I actively still struggle to put my charging block into my outlet at night. He shot Aquaman in the head from half a mile away through raging winds, while I still suck at beer pong. Yeah, I get it. He's not Batman. Batman's on a completely different level. He's part of the Trinity. Beings like Darkseid and Superman show that man ultimate levels of respect. Darkseid doesn't even acknowledge green fucking lanterns. I say all that to get across that you cannot compare the two. But just because he isn't Batman doesn't mean he still isn't that man. It's been shown on multiple occasions that his accuracy with a bow and arrow clearly extends to other weapons such as firearms and throwing knives, and he's more than comfortable using melee weapons if he has to. Did you know Green Arrow is nice with swords? Cause if you did it, it's okay, cause neither did Red Hood. He's absolutely sunned Jason Todd in a sword fight. Keep in mind, Jason Todd was trained by Batman and Talia al Ghul, and it's not like he doesn't know how to squat hobble without weapons. I know some media has led people to believe that Green Arrow isn't much without his bow, which is completely wrong. He's in peak human condition, and knowing that he's a ranged fighter and that his opponents would exploit his lesser close-range combat abilities, he went on to be trained by some of the world's greatest martial arts teachers, including one of Deathstroke's former masters in Natas, making him more than proficient in multiple fighting styles such as judo, kickboxing, karate, and so on, which he's used to take on notable fighters and multiple opponents at once. And since Oliver was forged through life or death survival for multiple years, he has zero to no problem with killing if he needs to, so he doesn't share the same no-kill rule Batman has. So there's your warning. I triple dare push him far enough and see what happens. By the way, have you not seen Black Canary? This man pulls. He pulls.